The story of Benjamin Keough, Elvis Presley's grandson, in many ways mirrors the challenges and pressures faced by his legendary grandfather. Born into fame, Benjamin struggled with the expectations of the Presley legacy, much like Elvis, whose life was a blend of musical triumphs and personal turmoil. Join us as Factsverse presents the story of Elvis Presley's grandson and how it is even sadder than his. Pure tragedy, Ben's story. Benjamin Keough's life as the grandson of Elvis Presley was a stark contrast of external glamour and internal struggle. Born into luxury and fame, his existence was enviable on the surface, but beneath, he wrestled with challenges that tragically led to his passing at age 27. His story began in Tampa, Florida. As the son of Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's only daughter, and Danny Keough, a musician, Benjamin was born into a world steeped in artistic talent. But the weight of such a legacy was immense. Growing up, he found himself constantly in the public eye, a situation exacerbated by his mother's high-profile life and the media's relentless focus on the Presley family. Early on, Benjamin was earmarked as the heir to the Presley legacy. His striking resemblance to Elvis captivated the public and the media. At 17, he took a significant step towards continuing this legacy by signing a $5 million record deal. But the burden of expectations and comparisons to his iconic grandfather became too much, and his music career never fully materialized. In his 20s, his life grew more complex. Lisa Marie's financial troubles cast a dark cloud over the family, while Benjamin faced his own personal battles. His struggle with substance abuse and his involvement with the Church of Scientology added layers of complexity to his life. Despite efforts at rehabilitation, his inner battles persisted. On July 12, 2020, Benjamin's life came to a tragic end at his mother's home in Calabasas, California. The news of his passing sent shockwaves through his family and fans alike. Lisa Marie Presley, who had a deep and enduring bond with her son, was left heartbroken. Her devastation resonated with fans around the world who had witnessed Benjamin grow up under the extraordinary fame of his grandfather. Benjamin's life story serves as a sobering testament to the hidden struggles that often accompany a life of celebrity. His journey, marked by privilege and personal challenges, highlights the complicated and difficult nature of inheriting a celebrated legacy. The impact on Lisa Marie. The tragic passing of Benjamin Keough, the 27-year-old son of Lisa Marie Presley and grandson of Elvis Presley, left an unfillable void in his mother's life. Lisa Marie, the only child of the legendary Elvis, was left devastated following the news of Benjamin's death at her Calabasas mansion, a tragedy that cast a long shadow over the storied Presley family. Shortly after Ben's passing, Lisa Marie's manager shared the depth of her anguish, stating, quote, "She is completely heartbroken, inconsolable, and beyond devastated, but trying to stay strong for her 11-year-old twins and oldest daughter Riley. She adored that boy. He was the love of her life." The resemblance between Benjamin and his grandfather Elvis was something Lisa Marie had often spoken about, calling it uncanny. The physical similarity and the weight of the Presley legacy seemed to have been both a source of pride and immense pressure for Benjamin, contributing to the complexities of his life and his relationship with his mother. The circumstances of Benjamin's death, with the discovery of his body at his mother's mansion with a single gunshot wound, tragically mirrored the circumstances of Elvis's death decades before. The LA County Coroner's Office later clarified that the cause of death was an intraoral shotgun wound, a detail that only added to the grim parallels with Elvis's own untimely demise. Lisa Marie, born in 1968, had faced her share of personal upheavals. She lost her father to heart failure when she was just 9 years old, a traumatic experience that deeply impacted her life. In a haunting echo of the past, it was Lisa Marie who discovered Elvis lying face down next to the toilet in his bathroom, a memory that undoubtedly resurfaced in the wake of her son's death. The relationship between Lisa Marie and her children was characterized by closeness and a protective instinct. In a 2014 interview with Healthy Living magazine, she said, "We all stay together. We are all very close. Wherever I am, they have their rooms and live with me. I'm very protective. I smother them in love, and I'm also ferociously protective. The death of Benjamin brought to light not only the emotional depth of the bond between Lisa Marie and her son, but also the ongoing challenges faced by those living under the immense weight of immense fame. The Presley family, constantly in the public eye, has time and time again had to navigate the complexities of their legacy while dealing with personal tragedies that are magnified by their celebrity status. Benjamin's death was a tragic chapter in this ongoing story, marking a profound loss for a mother who had already endured much in her life. Is the Presley family cursed? The story of the Presley family, while rich in musical legacy and fame, is also deeply intertwined with tragedy and misfortune, leading some to speculate about a Presley family curse. The roots of this perceived curse can be traced back to the birth of Elvis Presley in 1935. Born into poverty in Tupelo, Mississippi, Elvis's life began with the heartache of his twin brother Jesse being stillborn. This early brush with tragedy was a harbinger of the hardships that would follow the Presley family through generations. His mother Gladys died prematurely at 46, a loss that deeply affected Elvis. His own life spiraled into a series of personal struggles, marked by a high-profile divorce, deteriorating health, and a growing dependence on prescription drugs. These challenges culminated in Elvis's untimely death at age 42 in 1977. The narrative of tragedy continued with Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley. She endured the grief of losing her father at a young age, a loss that profoundly impacted her life and led to her own battles with addiction. Financial difficulties also plagued Lisa Marie, culminating in a lawsuit against her former manager for mismanaging her finances, resulting in significant debts. The untimely death of Lisa Marie from cardiac arrest at age 54 in 2023 added another coat of sorrow to the family's history. And Benjamin Keogh's struggle to forge his identity amidst the towering legacy of Elvis led, as we talked about, to his tragic death at age 27. The connection of the Presley family to another musical legend, Michael Jackson, further compounds the narrative of tragedy. Lisa Marie's marriage and subsequent divorce from Michael Jackson, who also died under circumstances similar to Elvis, adds to the series of unfortunate events that have befallen the family. The saga of the Presley family, characterized by Elvis's early death and the subsequent struggles of his daughter and grandson, has fueled talk of a Presley family curse. The perceived pattern encompassing untimely deaths, personal battles, and financial woes has deeply impacted their legacy. Now we turn to you. Do you believe in the Presley family curse, or do these tragedies reflect more common human experiences, magnified by the intense spotlight of fame? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.